Hello everybody. Hello, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. Can you hear me? You'll have to tell me if you can hear me. Can you hear him? Yes. What is everybody up to? I thought I would jump on a bit early just to see if everything is working. Everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be... Why do you make noises like a frog? He's a dog and he makes noises like a frog. Don't you? Oi, I'm talking to you. So, yes, I thought I'd jump on early. Bit of something that we don't normally do. So I thought I would I'd have a look. A few people had reached out and they were like, are you going to be doing the Jennifer Crumbley trial? So I thought I would jump on it. Will you be quiet? Stop slobbering everywhere. That's all he does, makes noises. Don't you? That's all you do. Don't you? Hey? Anyway, yes. So I hope you're all well. I think doesn't it start I think it starts in about 25 minutes, I think. We'll go through some bits and pieces over it. So we put you down because you're just going to make snorty noises or fall asleep and then you're going to make my arm fall off. You struggling? Have you been busy today? Been a bit busy, have you? You've been going Larry all day, following around, following me around and sitting on my foot. That's pretty much all he does. Just walks around and wherever I stand, he will then sit on my foot. Don't you? Don't you? Do you need a nap? Do you need a nap? Go sleep. Go sleep. Hello, Karen. Hello. I'll put him down because he makes my arm want to fall off. Go down. You can come back up later. We'll get him back later. So who we got in? I see we've got Kristen, we've got Superior, we've got Dixie. I know they said Dope is busy, which I appreciate. I've hurt my head. I think I just tweaked something over I don't know what it was. And what have we got? Viewer activity. I was putting it on there, making sure everything's in the place where it should be. Why does that stupid poxy little screen keep turning up? It's like a little screen so you can monitor things. Like I haven't got enough pictures of me. First time catching a live from New Jersey. Love your content. Really makes me think differently and opens me up to different opinions. That is Dawn. Hello, Dawn. That's all we want to do, really. We just want people to be a little bit more open-minded. Some people can be quite closed off. Hello, Kristen. I hope you and yours are well. It was Aunt B's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Aunt B. I do talk to Aunt B off of the platform. But I know she had a birthday. What's going on with the poll? Oh, nice to see that's nice and easy. So should Jennifer Crumbley be convicted of involuntary manslaughter? Yes, 34%. No, 35%. Uncertain, 31%. Yes. Mother of school shooter is charged with murder for her son's actions. It's more involved than that, the basic outline. Yeah. It's a difficult one. It's not an easy one, as that poll has shown. It's not an easy one because you could turn around and say, well, I think any sort of modern parent can understand how difficult it is to be a parent. Do you know what I mean? It's like we know people who are actually quite, they're not like what I would call trampy families. They're actually well-to-do families, but they just can't get their kids to go to school. Physically can't get them to go. And it's like every day is a massive challenge. Ever since the lockdowns and things like that, they've just been unable to. And what do you do? What you physically manhandle them to school, and then they leave school. They run off from school. So it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. Hello, Dixie. I didn't see you there. But yeah, it's a difficult one. It is. It isn't as straightforward as that. But it's the same old argument, isn't it? It's like the other cases we've spoken about, like the Michael Vaughan case, for instance. And there's always been that argument as to Michael went missing because ultimately he was very, very young, 5 years old, and was out wandering the streets, which he shouldn't have been. Now, it's argued, some may say it's the parents' responsibility, but they didn't face charges. But I know in other states, and I certainly know in the UK, if something happened to our child because of our neglect, we'd be fucked. Hello, Ken. Hello, Ken. I needed a drink. Had a bit of a nightmare today. Just changed the car. Because the insurance company wanted to screw us for the bigger Range Rover. So we got rid of it. Got rid of that. And bought a different car. And then that didn't want to start this morning because that's been sitting around for a little while, and it's only been doing tiny little journeys, so that it killed the battery. Harsh, do you think they should have gone for a lesser charge? The thing is there a lesser charge? What else could there be? Involuntary manslaughter, I think, is fitting if they want to make an example of the situation, but it's whether it's realistic that she could have prevented it. I think that's the thing. Did what she did, if she... Right, we'll start that again. If by doing what she did ultimately caused the issue, like I know that they're saying that it was her who actually got hold of the weapon, then I think there's an argument for it. It's like you've obviously given someone the ability to carry out this crime. So it's not an easy one. It isn't an easy one. But ultimately, did her actions and what she did? Why am I struggling with English? If what she gave the child, in effect, caused it, then pull her over, pull her up. But like you say, it's not always as simple as that. Things can be a lot more complex at home. I think people take it for granted how difficult it is in some households to raise children, especially if there are mental health issues and things like that in the background. It isn't easy. It's not easy raising children, especially young teens and sort of young adults. It's quite an education, and I'm sure the parents who are in that position in chat will say, yeah, I completely agree. Don't get me wrong, some kids are fantastic, they're brilliant. Some are not. Iris, hello, Harsh and Chat. Glad to catch a live. In my opinion, parents are supposed to teach their children right from wrong. It doesn't look like it happened in this case. I believe a precedent needs to be set here. And again, I think something has to be done. I think that's the reality of it. They can't just let things carry on as they are. That would be foolish. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better unless the powers that be start to take action. And the argument, I believe, in this case is, did the actions of the parents ultimately influence the outcome of the crime? And if they can prove that that is the case, then yes, I think that there is a punishment due, and ultimately people died, and this is the punishment that they feel is the relevant one. And I must admit, I think in this case, from what I can see, it's fitting. So we have a quick look before we go in there. I'm just keeping an eye on it to see what is actually happening. There's not a lot happening there at the moment. But if we flick over here, people are struggling, and I think this poll, even though there was only 150 votes on that poll, but I think even if there'd have been 2,000 votes, I think it would have been relatively similar, wouldn't it? Hello, Harsh. Just come from a long, hard shift in work. So glad to have you live. Just brighten up my day. I can't stand hard days at work, so I know exactly how you feel, Heather. Christina Rain has joined. Welcome to Harsh Family. Hello, Christina. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Have you... Someone asked a good question there. It's about channels getting unsubscribed. It happens a lot. They do. I believe it is happening a little bit more frequently at the moment. I don't know whether they're just checking in on inactive channels, perhaps. I don't know. But I do see it. I've been unsubscribed to channels that I subscribe to, and they're in completely different niches. So yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? But let's have a look at this quickly. So just to look, Jennifer Crumbley trial live. Jury struggles to reach verdict in Michigan school shooting case. Jennifer Crumbley awaits a verdict as she faces 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter after her son Ethan Crumbley shot and killed 4 of his classmates. I don't think they're going to find her guilty. Personally, I don't think that they're going to. That's my thoughts on it. The historic trial of Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of the Oxford High School shooter, is underway. In December, Ethan Crumbley was convicted of killing 4 of his classmates and injuring 7 others on the 30th of November 2021. She is now facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The prosecution has accused her of neglecting her son's downward spiral and making a gun accessible in their home. She has pleaded not guilty. The 45-year-old's husband, James Crumbley, is being tried separately in March. Miss Crumbley's fate is now in the hands of the jury, who started deliberating Monday morning. And like I said, it isn't an easy one. Do you know what I mean? It isn't an easy one. Let me just pull this back down here. I agree, Harsh. I've raised 5 children, and to find out what they've done in their past while they were still living at home shocks me. Again, we've all been kids ourselves, haven't we? And we grew up in a different time. Even, I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination. I'm 44 in a few days, but I remember our growing up was very, very different. And we've now got kids who have access to social media. They've got the added pressures of, and I say this with how can I say, you have to be careful, but like the LGBTV movements and things like that, these all being pushed massively. And I'm not saying that they're influencing the negativity, but it's brought more. I think that it's brought more eyes on the subject, and it's very easy for people to then start to point the finger at certain people and say that that's the cause, and then it spirals out of control, and then before you know it, you've got a massive, massive problem. But it's hard. Like Leo said, teenagers are now very different to how we were growing up. They don't seem to have any empathy for one another. They seem to have a complete lack of empathy. They're very self-absorbed, and they seem very, very angry. And I think, again, social media has had a massive part to play in that. They look and they see what certain people have, and they become angry if they don't have it. They don't have access to it. And we never saw that. I didn't give a shit what anybody had. I didn't care what the next person had. If someone turned up in nicer fucking shoes than me or whatever, it didn't bother me. But it bothers them now. And I feel that's because social media has pushed this almost like you need this. You need to look this certain way, be able to do this certain thing in order to be deemed as successful or accepting, to hit a certain level. But it isn't easy. It isn't easy. We've gone through some difficulties as what I would call an everyday run-of-the-mill family. One of ours, for those of you who have been around the channel for a while, one of our children is she's quite the handful. She really is quite the handful. And, it's and they're all very, very different. We've got 5 children, and each of them are very, very different. But they worry me, especially the girls, because they just seem to have an absolute lack of understanding in terms of how they can put themselves in danger. But social media, like I say, social media I find is really affected kids today, hugely. Agreed, over age 6, while in law school and throughout my 20-year career, I'm unable to watch them 24/7, but I'm extremely vigilant. We have to be. I didn't grow up with these issues. No. Completely insane, some of the things that you see now, and the things that you have to be aware of and you have to be scared of. But I think to be in a position where you have to hold a parent accountable, I think you absolutely, like in this Jennifer Crumbley case, you have to 100% conclude that the mother, in this instant, if it weren't for her actions, then the crime wouldn't have happened. And I think that's why there's a potential that she isn't going to get found guilty. If this child was in a downward spiral and they had this in their mind that this is what I'm going to do, they would have done it. And I think the world that we live in gives them access to this. It might have taken them longer. They might have not have done it in this time frame. But what was going to improve? What was going to change it? And when they turn around and say she ignored the downward spiral, well, what could she have done? What help could she have got? And would that help have been forthcoming? Would it have been quick enough? Would it have been rapid? Is it easy to get help? You know, we've got a situation where, again, one of our children, they potentially need to go to a dietitian, reference their bone age. Their bone age isn't quite where it needs to be. She's very, very petite for her age. But they're saying that she may have to see a specialist. But he turned around and said, but it could be years. And you're thinking, fucking years? Do you know what I mean? The girl's 15 years old, and they're saying that if she needs this appointment, the waiting list is years. Fucking years. It's crazy, mate. Absolutely crazy. Years. Well, this kid, who did this crime, what if the help he needed was going to take years? What if they weren't going to get seen? It's madness. She absolutely needs some sort of reality check. I just don't see them convicting her, not under the current state law, hence why they decided to try Ethan's parents separately. It is heartbreaking. Yeah, like I say, I can't see them. I can't see them charging. I genuinely can't. I'm going to just flick across underneath and see if anything's happening. Nothing's happening at the moment. Nothing's happening at the moment. I'll leave that on in the background. I can actually see it then if something happens. But I don't know. Parenting nowadays isn't easy. I'm just going to go into here. Leo, you're right. Have you seen the young girls who came for being essayed in the metaverse? It's crazy. But that's like Roblox, do you know what I mean? Like, some of you parents will have potentially heard of Roblox. Now, Roblox it's the largest gaming platform on the internet. There's literally millions upon millions of games. And this is where games creators can go onto this platform and create games for people to play. And there was a thing a while ago, and they were like creating rooms where they could, obviously there'd be chat and stuff, but they could be naked in these rooms and all sorts. It was fucking bizarre. But it's scary. And that's, like I say, that's a gaming platform. Just a game platform that 7 and 8 year olds and that play on. The games are like aimed at relatively young children, and that's not even getting into things like the dark web. Do you know what I mean? There's stuff on there that is crazy. Yeah, exactly like Roblox, full of creepy guys making creepy games. That's it. Bizarre. most of us have had to deal with situations, right? It's exhausting, but parents and families should at least have to show their work when things go awry. I think the downside is, Laura, I think that the numerous different dynamics with respect of the of being a parent, not everybody has the help. Like some people, let me just flick across here, have just gone into the room, just showing the empty chairs. Like some families have rarely got a lot of help. They've got extended families that can help them and stuff like that, but not all of them. Not all of them. Some people are very, very alone. Let's flick that. Go that to full screen. Yeah, some of them are very, very alone. And, you know, it's if we hadn't have gone through the difficulties that we had been through, I think I would see this differently. But I think if you're a parent and you've really gone through some struggles and realised that there isn't a lot of help out there, there isn't many things many resources. Well, I don't know what it's like in the US. I can't pretend to. But in the UK, mate, there isn't a lot. They want to jump all over you when things go wrong. But in reality, if you turn around and say, well, this is my problem, what can I do about it? They won't. There is no answer to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's been recently, I was reading the other day about that it's a teacher. She's a teacher who teaches at one school, and a child has got sort of learning difficulties. I think she's like just on the autism spectrum, and she can't go to school. Going to school, the thought of going to school gives her massive, massive social anxiety. But obviously the school want to find the mum because she's not going to school. But she's like, but I can't, what can I do to get my child there? And, you know, and it's even the child is old enough to recognise if I could go to school, I would go to school. It's just even the thought of going to school gives me a panic attack. And when you listen to the schools, I don't know what they're like in the US at the moment, but the schools in the UK, they're almost like fucking prison camps. Dictate them like what they can and what they can't wear, even down to the colour of laces in their shoes and the length of their socks, and measuring their fucking skirts and certain, you know, absolutely craziness. The length of their ties, where it's like military. It's like military school. And some people say, yeah, it teaches them certain things, but the kids of today, they're just that sort of stuff. With some kids, it just triggers them. Rarely does trigger them. What do we got here? Shall I move myself over here so I'm not in the way? That would have been helpful, wouldn't it? Take away the guns. I never understand why it's so lax in the UK. One active shooter in Scotland many years ago put a stop to that, and there hasn't been that type of tragedy again. There hasn't, but there's been other things. That's the issue. If you take one thing away, they'll just find something else. Like, you think, like the big cities like London and stuff like that, with the knife deaths and things, it's madness. It's absolute madness. You know, we think that by removing one thing, it will sort everyone's problem out, but I don't think it will do. They'll just find something else to do. They'll find some other weapon. You'll have yourselves like a knife epidemic, like in London, like in Liverpool, Manchester, and places like that. You can't. They're now saying in London you can't walk around with branded clothes on. That's how bad it is in London now. It started with the watches. You couldn't walk around with expensive watches on because you'd get mugged and potentially stabbed, have your arm chopped off, whatever. But they're now saying you literally cannot walk around London with branded clothes because you'll become a target to street crimes and robins. The world's fucking gone mad very, very quickly. The world has descended into absolute chaos. But there you go. It is what it is. It is what it is. Dawn, it's not a prison camp to be told to wear a uniform. This teaches kids to follow rules. It's not about the uniform, Dawn. No, it's not about the uniform. It's about, like again, I don't know what it's like where you are, but I know what it's like up where we are. Like, for instance, they have to wear a specific a skirt, for instance. They have to wear a specific skirt. Now, our daughter is very, very petite for her age, so she can't wear those skirts from the school. So we have to buy the skirt, and then that skirt has to be machined. But once that's machined and altered professionally, it then doesn't sit right. So again, I'm not going into the ins and outs of it, but our child has issues with how things feel and how clothes feel, and whether they feel right, like sensory things, and it freaks her out. And they have to wear certain blazers and certain ties, but then the ties have to be a specific length and things like that. And and it's not just about the uniform, it's how in depth they go into that uniform. I get that they have to wear uniform that teaches them certain rules and that teaches them certain things, but there's also when you're a school and you're forcing people into buying certain things at a certain cost, you're then putting families in a position where they then, if they can't afford it, what do they then do? So then that child is ostracised because rather than buying a £2 skirt that looks exactly the same and probably fits better, they have to buy a £20 skirt that the parents can't afford. Do you know what I mean? It's bizarre. My godchild has set sensory issues out. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And people, they don't take that into consideration. Like, our child, it can be something very, very, what we wouldn't even think of. It can be how a certain fabric feels. Like I say, how something, like we have to cut all of the tickets out of the clothing and things like that. Everything. There can't be any tags, any tickets, anything. And the waistband has to be flat. It has to sit against the skin in a certain way. And if it doesn't, then we have problems. And that's the difference between getting her to school and her not going. It's as simple as that. And this is like in this situation with Jennifer Crumbley. You have to know, if you're going to charge someone with this crime, you have to be 100% sure that what she did inevitably caused it. What do we got here? Yep, daughter's skirt had to be below the knee. No colouring of hair. Boys' haircuts have to be a certain way. Jumpers and logos, it's terrible. Yeah, like I say, I get uniform, but the schools don't take into consideration many things regarding uniform, about the cost of the uniform, how it fits certain children against how it fits other children, and it's madness. It's just madness. And they will happily, if you send your child in, like the schools where we are, if they go in with a different skirt, they'll just take them out of lesson and they'll put them in isolation. So they are punished for something that perhaps a parent has done. Like if a parent can't afford to pay for the skirt and they send their child in without that specific skirt and it's not sitting exactly as it should on the leg because the waist is miles too big if they want to get the length and they can't afford to then pay for this skirt and then pay to have it machined, then the kid is removed from the class and put in isolation and punished for it. How is that fucking right? And that's the world we live in. Da-da-da-da. What do we got? Catacomb Man, we don't block people. No, we don't block people. Unless people are being threatening, off topic, and they're physically becoming quite abusive, then we will. But no, people who have got differences of opinion, we don't mind about that. We don't mind that at all. My son has sensory issues. School, I'm in Ken, and maybe was very lucky as the school was very helpful with regards to this. He didn't get diagnosed until 9, so I understand the struggles, yeah. And it can be craziness. It can be horrendous. Hi Harsh, new subscriber, interesting chat. I've had some great holidays over your way on the Norfolk Broads. Yes, lovely place, Michael, lovely place. Got a boat out on Wroxham. It's it's a lovely place. We go there as much as we physically can. I say as much as we physically can. You can't really get there a lot because the weather's shite. But yes, we're not far from Heacham and Hunstanton. Sending get well wishes to your king. Glad Harry is going to visit him. Yes, the royal family. I don't mind Harry, to be honest. I don't mind Harry. Don't reckon a lot to his I don't know. He's quite influenced, isn't he, by his partner. Don't know whether they're the best pairing in the world. I think apart they'd be quite nice people. I think just together they're not ideal. Well, let's have a look. My kids' school made the kids wear a certain colour blue shirt that was only available through the school at twice the price of shops. Yeah, that's the entire uniform. Where we are, that's the entire uniform. The blazer, the school, everything. Even the sports stuff. And they have to have a hoodie. They have to have a zip-up hoodie. So a non-zip hoodie, a hoodie. They have to have a rugby shirt. They have to have a skirt. And that's just the PE kit. I think there's 5 items of PE kit that they have to have that can only be bought through the school. So that's not even the proper uniform. That is literally just the just the PE kit. Norfolk is the best place to get crabs. I've heard, eating crabs. Yes, the best place to get crabs. There are some places in Norfolk where you probably pick up crabs, and not the ones that you want. Amateurville is 108 now. See, I want to find that house. I want to go and see that house. Harry will be welcome back when he gets rid of him. Like I say, I think when they're apart, I think they're both individually they're decent pair. I just think they're not a very good pairing. My youngest was removed from classes Friday and not allowed in on Monday. Had meeting with school. He is ASD, PDA, and ADHD. They should want kids in class, even if wearing a night hoodie over his uniform. Exactly right. And then what they'll do, the school will be Baltic because they can't afford to put the heating on, and then they won't allow the kids to wear their blazers in the school classes. We've just had a massive argument. Like, Mrs. Harsh, she came out of the school where she was working because our youngest was a pupil at that school, and she was tired with how that school was not handling specific things in that school. So she came out of it, and she's now gone to a different part of the education sector under the same, and we're still around the RAF situation. But yeah, it's schools at the moment, it's madness, absolute madness. Punishing the parents for the child's actions like this doesn't really make sense. There are too many nuisances to it. Some parents are amazing and children still grow up to do bad things. 100% they do. It's not quite as straightforward, but again, that's why I don't think that they will physically be able to find her guilty. I don't see it happening. So we shall find out. We shall find out. Why do they keep changing the address of the Amateurville house? Someone told me they physically moved the house. I don't know how that works, whether they picked it up and moved it, and that's why it changed. I think they change it to stop people like the tourists, the horror tourists, from finding it. Like me, I'd go. This is all making a great case for homeschooling. I know it's not an option for everyone, but these schools are starting to become more like prison camps than places for kids to grow and develop. And I think that's why more and more people are turning to homeschooling. I think homeschooling in the UK is actually quite a thing now. I think it's not rare, should we say. Is it true Koberger's birthday is... I know his birthday is around it, isn't it? I don't know exactly what date it was. I can't remember. But it was right around his birthday, if I remember rightly. Like within a day, within a few days. I stated earlier, under the Crumbley specific state law is very nuanced. Yeah, it is. It's not an easy one. Charles Manson's parents are really good people. And you see it all the time, don't you? You see a lot of people who, again, become monsters. And when you look at their upbringings, they actually had decent upbringings. It's not, they don't go hand in hand that if someone had a terrible upbringing, they automatically become bad, or vice versa. If they had a fantastic upbringing, they become good. Thank you, Deborah. I will. I'll be checking emails later. I've had a bit of a nightmare today, like I said earlier, with the car and stuff like that. But I will be catching up. My 13-year-old daughter is school refusal at the moment. Her mental health, like many other kids, has took a massive dip, but happy at home. Yeah, it's like bullying, mate. You know, we've not even spoken about bullying. Yes, my birthday is on the 13th. We've not even talked about bullying, and schools don't want to deal with it because on paperwork the school has to look a certain way. So if you start removing kids from the equation, it looks bad. There's a lot of privately owned schools, board of governors, so on and so forth, and they want the schools to look good, and the only way that they look good that interests shareholders is what it looks like on paper. So they don't tackle things. They don't deal with stuff. They don't deal with the problem children. My Mrs. Harsh had a fucking, I think it was like a frying pan or a saucepan thrown at her by a student, and they did nothing. Nothing. He went and sat and played Lego. That was their way of punishing that child. What they do if they play up at that school is they remove them from the class so they can't become disruptive in the class and let them go and play fucking Lego. So what do you think they do? Kick off, play up, be little buttholes, and get to go and play Lego. What's your thoughts on Jennifer's affair being brought into this? I know the defence opened the door, but I think the prosecution focused too much. I think it has absolutely nothing to do with it. But it's like everything. They're going to jump on that. It's no different than if you're a parent and you know that there's something not 100% right with your child, okay? Like all you parents out there who have a child who perhaps has ADHD, for instance, you'll know exactly what I mean by this. What happens is you go to the doctor, you know there's something not right, you've tried absolutely everything, you've done absolutely everything, you're not getting anywhere, and it's becoming worse and worse and worse. You've waited years and years and years thinking they'd grow out of it, thinking things would change, and it hasn't. It's got fucking worse. Go to the doctor for help, and the doctor immediately tries to blame you and what you've done for why your child is the way that they are. You either let them go on video games too much, you let them eat at the wrong time, you let them sleep at the wrong time, you give them the wrong food, you give them the wrong drink, you give them the wrong drink at the wrong time, you give them the wrong food at the wrong time. And that's what you see in here. This is about what you did as a parent influenced the mindset of your child. And that's it. But and that will never change. It will never change. But in this case, I don't think it's got anything to do with it whatsoever. The only question in this that has any relevance whatsoever is did the actions of the mother and father influence what happened in regards to this crime? Could they have stopped it, or did they cause it happening? And that should be the only questions. That's the only questions that are relevant. As you let your teens go out with their friends, you have no clue what they are up to. I guarantee this. Anyone who believes they know the teens are naive. Mine weren't bad, but mine's still, blown. Yeah, and that's it. All you can do as a modern parent, I think, is to and this is how fucked up it is. You've almost got to say to your child, look, I know that there's a chance that you're going to do things that I don't really want you to do, but you're going to do them anyway. So can you do them with me kind of knowing about them? So if shit really does go bad, you can call me and say, I'm doing this. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I'm doing it. Can you come and fucking help me? And that's all you can do. That's all. You've got to give them almost like a backdoor escape if shit hits the fan. But you're right. If you think that your teenagers are little angels and they're fluttering around with their wings, then you are very fucking naive. Very, very naive. And we've all been there. So that isn't to be criticising people, because I've been there. And we'll probably be there again. 100%. Thank you very much, Catacomb Man. That's very kind of you. We don't generally ask for shit like that over here. The old monies. We're not someone who chases the dollar, but I do appreciate it. The poll is creeping up. We've got 328 votes now, and they're saying we've got 40% who are saying yes, she should be convicted. We've got 35 saying no and 26 uncertain. So what have we got? Sort of 60% of people who are kind of not on the yes train. Why not charge the school officials too? And I think that's a good point. That is actually a very good point. I think, when does it stop? If you want to go and say that the parents should be held accountable, well, not being funny, but that's that child. Who else has an influence in their life? Where does that child actually spend the majority of its time? Is it with other friends? Is it with the educational, setting? Our children spend more time with the school than they do us. So my argument would be, well, why didn't you pull it up? Why didn't you stop it? But again, this is why I think it's a simple one. The simple question is, did the parents cause this? Could they have stopped it? Did they cause it? I'm confused as to why she's getting prosecuted if it was her child that did the shooting, because ultimately the child was suffering from mental health issues that they're trying to say the parents ignored, and not only that, but they allowed access to a weapon in the home. That's why. I think she deserves punishment. I'm just not sure how many years does manslaughter. I'm not sure. Isn't it like 8 or something like that in the US? Something like that. 8 to 16, something like that. That's crazy. My friend's son was unalived by a kid with an airsoft. Jesus. I feel the law needs to find a slightly lesser charge that would accommodate this type of negligence. Perhaps gross negligence, and having, parental negligence, and have a fixed term to it. Maybe you do a fixed term of 2 years incarceration and then 4 years of, when you come out being on good behaviour. Perhaps some parenting classes that they have to attend once a week for 2 years. But manslaughter, that's the one, isn't it? But again, flip side of that coin is, if the answer to the question is this crime could have been avoided or could have been stopped by the parents, and that can be proven to be the case, then I think you've then got a different argument. I'm not sure how old the child was. I think they were like young teen, like early teens, I think. 17. To be fair, she did a lot wrong here, especially when he asked for help. Sadly, he was ignored. The school too. He was the child at the end of the day, but it's a difficult one. Yeah. It is hard. The thing is, like I say, I think for me, I've seen the other side of the fence. I've seen how difficult it can be to do certain things. Some of you guys who, with the sensory issues and things like that, how hard is it to get your child to eat their fucking food, for instance? Do you know what I mean? Even something as trivial as that. It isn't easy. It isn't easy. I had to wear a uniform and had rules in the Catholic school. I think it was about learning to accept rules and discipline. That was decades ago. I'm not sure that thought process works anymore. It doesn't work anymore. There should be rules. There should be things in place. 100%. If schools want to be uniform in what they wear, then brilliant. Do you know what I mean? If it has to be a blue top and blue skirt and black tights, for instance, then have that. But don't be fucking dictating that they have to be these specific ones that come from the school shops that cost 3, 4, 5 times as much as what they can be bought from a supermarket, that pushes parents to a position where they can't afford it, so their children are then ostracised for it. And also that it doesn't account for people who does have sensory issues and things like that. So if your daughter has sensory issues, for instance, and she'll happily wear this black skirt, but she ain't wearing that black skirt because it has that badge on it, and she don't want that badge on it, or it's got a different waistband and she doesn't like that waistband because it feels funny, that's got to be taken into consideration. And shit like this, it doesn't, and then that spirals out of control. There's a difference between being a uniform and having rules and being borderline military in its in how they approach that. Let's have a look. She has spent 2 years in solitary. I think that is enough punishment. Yeah, that's pretty mad, isn't it? That is a bit mad. Yes, they ran. They were also getting threats and didn't feel safe in their own home while they were trying to get themselves attorneys. Dr. Grand says not guilty. I disagree. Parents need consequences. I do believe that parents do need consequences in certain situations. 100%. There are many, many situations where parents should be held accountable. But you could argue this, couldn't you? You could argue and say, how come these parents get pulled up because their child does this heinous crime? But then you have another situation where, again, I reference the Michael Vaughan case, where he is allowed to walk the streets, comes to harm, potentially dies, and the parents get a pass on that. You know, if you want to go all out and start holding parents accountable, then hold them accountable across the board. Do you know what I mean? Make sure they're held accountable for everything. Don't just pick and choose when it suits you to hold someone accountable. Having to live with the fact that their son did this as punishment in itself. Yeah, and their lives are screwed. You look at the film, what is it, that There's Something About Kevin. Has anybody seen that film? That film is horrendous film. Here in Australia, if you are on low income, you can get dollars from the government for uniforms. It's compulsory here. Yeah, I know low income families get certain support and help, but the problem that you've got in this country, for instance, is low income families are generally in rental accommodation of some description, and the rent is going up astronomically. You've got the gas bills and the electricity bills that are going up astronomically. Everything, the cost of living crisis is just like food. Do you know what I mean? Food is absolutely crazy at the moment. Yeah, how Marley is. He's just here. He's literally beside me, chewing on a book. What are you chewing on? What are you actually chewing on? He's by my hand. He don't go far, I promise you that. Callie, on the other hand, she's actually with Mrs. Harsh. She's gone out. But Marley, he don't go anywhere unless I'm there. He don't go anywhere unless I'm there. Do you, Marley? Marley. He's by my hand. Look at the McCanns, Harsh. They got away with it. And I've always said the same thing, Winnie. 100%. Always said it. That has always annoyed me with the McCanns. If that was me and my partner who went on holiday and that happened to one of our children, would have been fucked. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. In terms of discipline, you have to be extremely careful and delicate to the point where a lot of kids start telling parents what to do. It's a struggle. Yeah. Like, you can't even discipline your kids nowadays. You can't discipline them. You've got to be... It ain't easy. It ain't easy. The cost of living here in the UK is crazy. It is, Michael, and it's everything. It's absolutely everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, our gas and electricity from pre-COVID to now has gone up 400%. 400%. It weren't cheap in the first place, but it's gone up 400%, and that is now plateaued. But 400%. I just got a renewal on car insurance, and that has gone up 4 times. It's like everybody's like, fuck it, we'll just put everything up 4 times. 4 times! I've got over 20 years, no claims. Never claimed. Never claimed. Never had any issues whatsoever. And they turn around, it's 4 times as much as it was last year. How is that a fucking thing? Everything. People can't afford to have cars. They can't afford to pay bills. Like I said, right, about the choice between heating and eating. And someone actually attacked me in comments saying it's not as bad as that. It's not as bad as that. You're fucking stupid. And I'm saying there are people out there, I promise you now, that they have to choose. They have to choose between heating their home and eating food. Their families and they got kids. I promise you now, 100%. I'm paying around $400 a month on power bill. Yeah, ours is around £450 a month. Which, what's that? About $570, give or take. Yeah, it's that's what we pay, and that's without things like council tax, as we have council tax everything. Yeah, same mate, car insurance. It's fucking ridiculous, absolutely diabolical. It's like our car tax. Our car tax on that vehicle was 700 quid, so £700 tax, and they want to charge you. I think it went up to about £3,800 or 4,400 quid. Like 4,400 quid. I'm 44, not 14, you fuckers. Anyway, rant over. I saw someone else wanting to have a rant. Jojo Hodges, hi Harsh, I need to vent. I'm so fucked off about this case. My grandchildren were kept in school during early COVID with the doors open in freezing weather. That's child abuse. Yeah, don't even get me started with that school situation during COVID. I think that was the beginning of the end for Mrs. Harsh teaching in schools. That was the beginning of the end. How they treat the kids during that time, how they treat the staff, was diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. To truly make this law, they would need to prove the nature versus nurture debate, which they won't be able to do. Simple as that. They won't be able to do. Mortgage rates have tripled as well. It's a nightmare, 100%. We don't get any help, and I've got to walk eggshells just to get my ex to help at all financially, and he can't understand why she is afraid of him. After he lost it during pandemic, started drinking and DV me. Yeah, hear this all the time, mate. And some of the stuff like what we've been dealing with as a family as well, which I don't go on about on this channel. But it blows your mind. It does blow your mind. Like I've spoken about why I have an issue with law enforcement, for instance. My partner, Mrs. Harsh's sister-in-law, so her brother, Mrs. Harsh's brother is a cop. And he is, for want of a better phrase, he's a fucking fat wanker. And horrible tosser. And he abused financially his wife, and we tried to help her deal with it. And the fucking old Bill, they hit it up. Let him fuck her over. Cost her house, which she fucking bought as well. She got, because one of her relatives passed away and gave him a chunk of money, bought a lovely house, brand new house, and he fucking got it off her. Bullied her out of it. Won't let her see her son, and the police are protecting him for it. Fucking wrong, mate. Wrong. Gets me real wound up, really angry. I hope he gets sacked, because if he gets sacked, I'm going to bury him up to his neck and kick his head fucking off. Yes, my car insurance went up 375 quid to £569. Perfect record. 2008. Car tax is up too. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Say what you mean. Yeah, you get that over here, my friend. You get that here. Like I say, he's a cop. He come and arrest me now. Fuck him. I'd like him to arrest me. Maybe I'll go to court and fucking ask why they decided to bury what he did. He lost his hair. He went bald at about 12, right? Went bald at about 12, so he's got fucking Velcro hair. He's got hair that he sticks on with glue. I think he's now had, like, proper, like, stuff done to him. You know, like, where they do, like, I don't know, some hair follicle implants, whatever it is. Don't threaten people on a live stream. No, I said if he got sacked, I'd bury him and kick his head clean off. I suppose that is a bit of a threat. Would I be able to kick his fat head off? Probably not. And Tosser, going to Google British terms. Yeah. That'll be a picture of him. You'll just see him like that. Groceries went up 10%. Hair in Newfoundland, Canada 2 days ago. I'll tell you what, it's fucking mental. Our food, hair, is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I could rant forever. Well, the magic man Josh has plenty of followers now. Yeah, he's got a few followers. He's doing well. His fitness is going well as well. And he went viral on, what do you call? I can't remember. On TikTok, is it? Yeah, done a video on TikTok. I'm glad I finished my coffee in your potty mouth. Yeah, I should have like a swear jar. That'd be full, I'll tell you that. What time's this trial supposed to start? It's like 3:30. This will be like a pre-trial live, and then I'll have to leave. At least we've had a chat anyway. Velcro hair. He has got Velcro hair. There was he was at football and the wind caught and that was like blowing up, like fucking Mr. I can't remember what's his name with the hair that blows up, but only on the one side. Can't remember. My daughter was abused by her daycare, left bruises on her. The hospital and the cops lost all of the pictures. Come to find out, the woman who abused her sister was a cop. Funny that. Hi Harsh, agree on rules and standards in school, but the establishment has crossed the line in life interference. School clothes can have decent guidelines without going too far. 100%. They don't care, do they? It's about seeing how much money they can make on stuff. Hey Harsh, out of topic, but I would love to watch and discuss Sarah Boone. She is quite special. Love from Germany. We will at some point. What do we got? Rabsy Nesbitt. Yeah, I loved that programme. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. Bit of Rabsy Nesbitt. Oh, I ain't seen that for years. Harsh, got to go. Doctor's appointment for Mark at 11 a.m. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck at the doctor's, Kristen. All the best, mate. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. Like I say, I thought this court case was starting. I thought this was starting sooner. I sat with my daddy last week when he died. We brought him home from hospice to pass. I'm very sorry to hear that, Lana. Sucks, doesn't it, life? Just has a way of putting the boot in. Sarah Boone case, she lost another lawyer, yeah. Does anyone know what time this court case starts? Local time 10:11 a.m. I don't know. I thought that'd have started by now. What is the time? 3:30. I think I've got about another hour before I'm going to have to jump. Only because I've got to sort the rest of the car stuff out. By the way, Harsh, your birthday is on Mardi Gras this year, and mine is on Sunday, so you can be king. It is 13th of February. 13th of February. It's like I say, though. You get 13th of February and then straight after it's Valentine's Day. So the best thing to do is ask everyone to give you money and then on Valentine's Day spend it on Mrs. Harsh. I kind of break even then, don't I? Don't cost me anything, but I don't get anything. It's like if you had your like birthday on Boxing Day, you'd be fucked then, wouldn't you? Harsh, are you going to cover the Harmony Montgomery case? Jury selection today. I do want to cover that case. Harmony Montgomery was one of the very first cases that I spoke about on the platform. So I do want to cover that. The idea is to do more lives like this, covering more court cases, doing daily stuff. That is going to be the plan. That is the plan. If there are any court cases that you would like me to cover, then please do, what was I going to say? Email me. But if you email me with regards of content that's important, put in the subject field, important in capital letters. Do that. Removes child harm. Facebook no longer removes child harm videos. Yeah, but you can swear on Facebook and they'll ban you for a week. Something wrong with that, isn't there? My Wayne's half-brother died 2 weeks ago, aged 22. They have shown so much empathy and understanding, supporting family around them. I am so proud. Teenagers often get a bad rap, not always the case. No, I agree with that. Still nothing on there, look. Still nothing. Still just see the state of Michigan. I've got it on another screen so I can see what's going on. Can I spam you? Your lives are brill. Always. The time goes so quick though, doesn't it? We've been live for an hour already. What is the audio like, by the way? Is the audio better than usual or worse than usual? I've got a different. Well, I say a different setup. It is a different setup than normal. Why is that sitting funny? That's a bit annoying. I don't know what's going on there. Is that sitting right? I don't know. Yeah, I changed things round a bit. Harsh, have a look at the doorstep murder, unsolved from 2004. Alistair Wilson there in Scotland. Love your thoughts on it. I'll have a look. I will have a look. I've got a few. Some people have reached out and asked me to have a look at a few different ones, which I will do. This is my first live. Love the vibes. Thank you very much, Michael. We do kind of, our lives are a little bit different over here. We try not to hassle people for, like I say, we don't hassle people for money and that shit. We just talk about stuff, but time does fly. Time does fly. My producer, he is down there. Isn't you? I will actually have dog cam back soon. I'm using the phone for a camera again. The camera went wrong. So I'm waiting for the camera to come back. I'm actually replacing the camera with a different camera, which you'll get to see soon. That should be here any day. So I'm actually using the phone as a camera. But when the other camera comes back, then I'll reset that up as dog cam, because he is literally just there. Isn't you? Some of you can probably hear him snorting like a pig while he sits next to me. Snorting. It's like doing a live in a pig pen. Yeah, I think the audio sounds alright. From what I can gather, from what I can hear, it sounds alright. It's just having these on your head, it gradually fries your brain. Yay, dog cam. Yeah, dog cam's coming back. It is coming back. I'm going to set it up down here, because normally when I'm doing a video, he literally just sits down there. He's a stalker. Will you be covering Harmony Montgomery? Someone, yeah. The plan is to cover Harmony Montgomery. Dixie is gifting memberships. That's the second one that she has gifted. Just so you know, you are gifted memberships by your engagement. So the more you engage, the more the chances are that when someone gifts membership, you'll get it. We may want to see more dog cam than harsh cam. Well, that's easy, that is. That makes my life easier, doesn't it? I can just set up the camera on him and I'll clear off. Like, shall I get him? Thank you very much, Heather. Rat bag. Rat bag, come here. Marley, come here. He'll be here in a sec. Come here then. Jump. Jump, you goon. He's not far away. You're never far away, are you, mate? You're never far away. And I'll tell you what he does. He, if you get away from him for any period of time, he then has to check that you've not been away and eaten without him, don't you? So you come and smell to make sure that we haven't been eating anything. He's had enough. What are you doing? What are you trying to do? You're trying to escape? Just because you want to go and eat something. Eating that toy, perhaps. I'd love to give someone a membership if I can, which I could afford more. No, you've done more than enough. We went through this, didn't we? I cannot gift memberships. Yeah, I can't. You can't gift memberships on your own channel, and they're rolling out this thing where content creators get given 10 memberships to give away each month, but that hasn't rolled out to the UK apparently. I think it's just US. He's so darn cute, and this is Lana talking about me, of course. He's so darn cute. Thank you very much, Lana. That dog he ain't bad either, but you know, I'm better. I don't sound like a pig. He sounds like a pig. What we got? They're still looking for that guy who threw acid on woman and her 2 daughters. Terrible thing. Yeah, I saw that. That's messed up, that is. That's horrible. Can you imagine that? That's horrendous. I saw a crime about some woman who done it to a boyfriend. And his parents eventually took him and had him euthanized. You know, took him to that clinic in the Netherlands, wherever it is. That's so bad. So bad. The Harsh Group is one of the best. Every single one of you are phenomenal. Thank you very much. The entire community is a fantastic community over here. Absolute. They're like 6k here, though. You can have him for free. Can't you? He's an idiot. And not that much over here now. During the pandemic, they went up, but they're not actually that expensive in the UK anymore. Nice to see that you're covering a different case instead of the Idaho 4 case. It's got to the point now, Dan, where I cover the Idaho 4 case because I know it pisses people off. I think it's important to keep it in the algorithm because if nobody now covers it, it will get forgotten about. So if I can do a video that will A, annoy somebody, and B, keeps it in the link, then keeps it in the loop, then I'll do it. But I do have to start doing other videos, 100%. And that is the plan. That's why I want to do more lives like this and going through the news. The idea is to do like a daily news where we run down what's new, what's fresh in the actual news, and do more court cases if they actually do the court case. As at the moment, it looks like it's going to get to the point where the court case starts and I have to go. Love your channel, watching from Bucks County. Thank you very much, Unchained. That is very kind of you. Snow in UK Thursday, Harsh. I can't even remember the last time we had snow. I love snow as well, but we just never see it. Evelicia's been watching since Kylie Rodney. That's a while. That case still angers me today. Who is Jennifer Crumbley? I know who Jennifer Aniston is. Hello, Mike. Mike is a fan of Vajazzle, if you didn't know. On another channel, they figured out to gift memberships on YouTube. You click on the dollar symbol and should get an option for gifting 5. Yeah, it's not rolled out in the UK. I can't do it, you see. All I get options for is Super Sticker and Super Chat. Can he do it? I'm afraid. Can he do it? My son is older than you, Harsh, so I feel it's okay for me to say you answer. I'm very young, I am. Jennifer Aniston versus Jennifer Love Hewitt. Who wins? Jennifer Love Hewitt every day of the week. Jennifer Love Hewitt was my very first crush when I was a young whippersnapper. I had posters of her everywhere. Obviously laminated. Whoa, fuck. What happened there? Ugh. That's better. I hope this jury isn't hung. It's taken a while. It is taking a while, isn't it? Come on, jury, for fuck's sake. Lani is easy on the eyes. I could listen to him talk and cuss all day. Well, the funny thing is, when I actually had a proper job, I was in. I used to manage for one of the larger retail companies, probably one of the largest in Europe, and I had female receptionists like in the office, and I used to say I swear all the time. It's just me. It's who I am. People become immune to it, and they used to say the only person who can swear and you just become immune to it. It's just normal. It's just absolutely normal. Yeah. At least I'm honest. In this case, in jolly old England. Is this case in jolly old England? No, it's not, Mike. It's not. This is a US case. This is Michigan, this is. No. Michigan. State of Michigan. School shooter parent. School shooter parent is going to potentially get a manslaughter charge, involuntary manslaughter. Harsh has at least 2 videos daily, sometimes 3, and then lives also, so make sure you sub up to him. Yes, I do. We do quite a lot of videos. I think I do more videos than anybody else in the true crime niche. I think so. But I don't do like 50-hour lives. I don't do 50-hour lives. Someone got it laminated. Yeah, my Jennifer Love Hewitt posters. Wow, I haven't seen the video. That's horrible, but the father was very well known. Kid lost his job and wanted to be famous. Corey has joined. Corey, thank you very much for joining. Just became a member. I think I can do this, actually. That. Just had about 288 people shit their pants. I'd actually do on that, but the thing is with that, for some reason, well, it's because I've got the earphones plugged into the mic and not into the audio interface. So if I put on one of the sound effects, I don't know what it's doing because it's not written on the screen and I can't hear it. That's what you get for starting a live before you've completely set things up. And they aren't 2 hours long. No, we do. Generally, we try and keep a live to 1 hour. It's overran today because we're obviously waiting for them to come out and say what's going on. If for some reason, guys and gals, I do end up having to go because I've got about 45 minutes and I may have to disembark because I've got to go and take the car to have it tested. Because it had a new battery fitted because it wouldn't start. It's got to have the charging system tested, so I've got to do that before 5. What was I going to say? The link to this stream is in the video description. So if you go to the video description, you can grab the link and that'll just carry on. Are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Probably not, mate. I'm not a sport fan. I used to be years and years ago. I used to play all the time. I used to play football for 3 different teams. And yeah, I just threw my whole arm of laundry straight up in the air. Lana Graham, I swear more than harsh. I actually believe that as well. I've known you for a while now, Lana, on air. And I believe that we're probably on par with one another. Thank you, Harsh, for this live. That is fine. I had Aha on my bedroom walls. I was mad on them. Got some good music. And that Take On Me. And that Aha. Take On Me. Someone will go, no, that's not. It's really not. Got some Chief fans in the house. Go Chiefs. Just don't say that when Dope is around. Dope's not in there, is she, Dixie? She'd be fucking going nuts. I said that the other day. I said I was going to put money on the Chiefs. She nearly fucking went mental. She was going crazy. I don't know how I would get through my housework and chores without having Harsh on the headphones. It really helps. I love a bit of housework. I love what I also love is when I think Mrs. Harsh is away, she's at work, I'll do the housework. So she ain't got fuck all to do. She comes home and does it anyway. Because she says, because I haven't done it, I need to do it anyway. And wasted my entire fucking time. Oh, I don't know. I do have a rant. You going live for the Super Bowl Sunday, Harsh? I don't think so. Not going to lie to you. I don't think I am. I'm actually away this weekend, so I wouldn't be anyway. I am actually away. We are going away for a couple of days. It is aha. Yes. I win. Hi Harsh, love your channel. The trouble with kids nowadays is that there is no deterrent for doing anything wrong. I love being here. You are so down to earth and I find you hilarious on a live. Yeah, I quite like doing lives because you can kind of just be yourself. You have Discord now. Yes, we have. Do you have Discord now? We have fucking Discord for ages. I think there's about 500 people in Discord. One of the mods may be able to chuck the Discord link in chat. I know Dope normally does it, I think. But yes, we do. We do. Hi, good to see you, love from Ireland. Hello, Ireland. I want to try and get out to Ireland this year. I do want to. Whether I will, that's a different matter. Yes, we've had Discord for a while. We have had it 2 years plus. Yeah, I pretty much set it up at the beginning of the. What are you doing, you grubby little rat? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's got a toy that he's pulling off into pieces, like the fur off it, and then he gets a mouthful of fur. So then he's trying to cough up hairballs like some demented cat. Talking to demented cat, where's the other one? He's not around. I'll just put the Discord link in chat. Thank you very much, Dixie. Thank you. So if you want to join Discord. I should push Discord more. Really. I should push Discord more. Shall I pin that? Shall we pin it? Let's pin, if I can bloody click on it. Pin message. Let's pin that. And so we close the poll. The poll is sitting at 36% yes, 39% no, and 26% was that? What's it doing? End poll. Yeah, 26% don't know. I have pinned the link to Discord at the top of chat. Thank you for the link. Better late than never. It is fashionably late, as they call it. Fashionably late. What's going on? There is nout happening here. Nout happening. Leave it like that, just in case they flash something up really quick and we miss it. Harsh is about to have 15 more people join Discord. Discord's quite good. They do some good stuff in Discord. There's some good chats, and I know people talk about like covering different cases. The Discord is actually set up very, very well, and we do have a lot of channels within the Discord that looks at many, many other cases and goes quite in depth in them. So if you are into multiple cases, we do have multiple in Discord. My cute little grandson is 2 months old today. Happy birthday. Happy 2-year-old. 2 months old, sorry. Happy 2 months old day, Laurie. Well, not you. Your grandson. There's too many numbers in that for me to get that first time. That was like I was looking and it said celebrates 8 months of membership, so that threw me for a loop. And then my cute little grandson is 2 months old. So with that 2 and that 8 so close together, that done my head in. That done me in. Then over there, I was looking at Michael as well. He was on about 10-day tour of Ireland, so I was looking at 10s, 2s, 8s. That done me. Have you covered this case? I'm completely clueless to this one. We haven't covered it. Lots of people have been asking me to cover it, but I hadn't covered it. This is the parents of the school shooter, who is the Oxford school shooter. They are trying to basically charge her with involuntary manslaughter. I'll be over on Discord now. My hubby is only 49. He does the house chores for me. I love him for it. Yes. I think that people should. I think things should be shared. I try and do as much as I can. I cook. I do the cooking and stuff like that, mainly because I'm better at it. And I can say that with confidence because I'm quite confident that Mrs. Harsh won't sit through an hour and 20 minutes of this live. If she was sitting next to me now, I probably wouldn't say that. But no, I do the cooking because I am better at it. It's not that she's bad at it, I'm just better at it. I'm like I'm like Gordon Ramsay, basically. I've watched some of it, not the trial. No, we went over it a little bit earlier. Kat Dennings was voted best lip since Deborah von Valkenburg. I've never heard of that. What am I watching at the moment? I'm watching this thing about this Griselda. That's what I'm watching at the moment. Griselda. I don't know where that come from. A little bit of a change in subject. It's an age thing. You old git. Old? You're only as young as a woman you feel. That's what they say. So I'm 34, I think. Thank you. No, not 34. Am I 34? How old is... No, I think she's 40 this year, Mrs. Harsh. I think that's her 40th this year. Either this year or next year. Something like that. Time to run. Wendy has got to run. Thank you so much for the morning live. Great peeps hair. Much love to you all. Thank you very much for joining us, Wendy. Sorry that we couldn't get an answer to anything before you left. We've sadly sat here and not really got anywhere with it. What's your favourite food? My favourite food? I like Indian food. I love Indian food. Love it, love it, love it. You don't have an older brother? No, I have younger brothers. I have 2 younger brothers. I also have 2 younger sisters. 2 younger brothers, 2 younger sisters. I am the oldest. Well, I say that. I think I might have an older sister somewhere from my father's cheating days. I'm a single dad to a 12-year-old daughter. I do the cooking, cleaning, washing up, the whole lot. If you've got a 12-year-old daughter, my friend, and you're a single dad, you're a fucking hero. Those girls are... They are quite an education to raise. Try raising 4 of them. I've had Sienna on the phone to me for 2 days straight, whinging like fuck. Over stuff that's just normal. I'd hate to think what she'd be like if she did actually have a problem. Bless her. Come to Discord, we're playing bingo. I know what that means, Dixie. I know what that means. They are playing Discord. Yeah, we do Discord. They do bingo in Discord, which is basically tracking things that I say in live streams. Or in videos, I think. And if you get like a full house, you can win stuff. Huge thanks for your common sense opinions. Thank you very much, Grey Wolf. When that actually pings up on here, I'll pin it up. That chat, for some reason, is running slow. I've got the 2 chats. The one that I pin up on the screen runs slower than the one in YouTube. So I do apologise. Sometimes it takes me a little while to pin it. 12-year-old girls have no filter. Just 12-year-old girls. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have, what we got? 14, nearly 15. We've got 9, 16 and 17. Yeah. Wowza. Harsh is live. Be still my heart. I am. I are live. Like a flower in the breeze. I live in the hive of Harshets. 2 teens here, both very easygoing, very lucky. Do you want to swap? Honestly, these ones here are absolutely fantastic as well. It would be fair. And we don't do returns. I was a very good girl. I genuinely don't think I believe that at all. When a girl says I was a very good girl, that usually means I was an absolute fucking nightmare. My parents didn't know. This 52-year-old has no filter. No, I don't either. Absolutely. Hence having the nickname Harsh. 52-year-old. You are old. Has no filter. Gotta love typos. I made the thumbs up counter turn to 2, 3, 4. I'm a numbers girl like that. It's on 2, 3, 5 here. Well, I don't know what to say. This whole court thing has turned into a bit of a blowout, innit? Bit of a blowout. Live verdict watch, and we literally have not seen jack shit. So I don't really know what to say about that. What is going on? Get on with it. Get on with it. I know there's some people who have come in here who have no clue what this case is about. So shall we just quickly go back to here and bring this back up. This is obviously what this case is about. It was Ethan Crumbley. The school shooter. He was convicted of killing 4 of his classmates and injuring 7 others on the 30th of November 2021. So this is now his parents who are being tried independently of one another, and they are looking to prosecute them for involuntary manslaughter. Basically, they're saying that the parents failed to get a grip of a decline in mental health and allowed access to a firearm. That's the short version. There's obviously a lot of different nuances to it, but that is the be-all and end-all of it. That's what they're saying. A verdict at the speed of law. Yes. I reckon this could go on for another day, even. Could go on for another day. We're genuinely got nout happening here. Let me just reopen that. We can swap over. There we go. The journals he wrote and stuff are horrible, yeah. And you always find it, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen it so many times when people do these real heinous acts. Like, they've got books where they've got pictures of things with sticks shoved in their eyeballs and stuff like that, and like hate everyone and what they're going to do. It's fucking... It's crazy. Crazy. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What do we got? Well, I'm back. They figured it out. He was trying to use Cash App and couldn't get it to work. Have they made a decision and are just awaiting to bring the verdict to the public? I have no clue what's going on. I think they're still deliberating. I'm guessing they are still behind closed doors. It's been great. Just chatting Harsh. Jury watch can go on forever. Yeah, can't it just? It's crazy. It's crazy. Mox Rocks, you all are so funny. We've got a good community here. That's what makes it better. You know, I wouldn't mind sitting in a room outside them doors, just staring at them doors, listening to you lot. Got my Coke, which I'm gradually running out of. Just for the life of me, can't understand why mental illnesses seem so commonly end up with guns and people being shot. Because they can access them, mate. But if they didn't access them, they'd just access someone else. That's the thing. What you'd have if you removed the guns is you'd have more bombs going off in schools. That's what you'd have. Do you know what I mean? That's as simple as that. You'd have more bombs going off. You'll never stop people being able to make pipe bombs and stuff like that, because you can make them out of just about anything. And if someone wants to cause mass harm to this degree, then they will go out of the way to do it. If your pull is out to go by, then it's going to take them longer. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Winnie. Do you know what I mean? There seems to be... This isn't an easy one. It really isn't an easy one. Do you think you will cover updates on the Chad Daybell quad? Yeah, I do think that I will, very. I do think I will. Obviously, the docs are still in the same place as the Brian Koberger's one, so I do keep looking at them, but yeah, I will. I think we all know how that's going to go. Well, I say that, I don't know. Might be a hung jury considering how long this has taken. I think that's quite possibly how this is going to go. I think this is how it's going to go. Da-da-da-da. Oh, come on. What is the time? How long have we been going? We've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. All these shooters are on one and are usually more. So, yeah. You make me laugh every single day, Harsh. I do try, Kimmy. I do try. What have we got? So while we're waiting for this, shall we go for a quick look here? Oh, bloody hell, just pause. I don't want to pause the bloody thing, do I? What's going on there? That's 20 minutes behind as well. That's not now. That was lucky, wasn't it? Right, let's go back. Let's just open this. Let's just double check that there aren't any new docs here. Oh, I need to come out here and just wipe that back. Let's have a look. We've obviously got the Majorge and Alan Kayla case as well, but there hasn't been any new movements in that. That's the other Idaho 4 case. He's the young man who went and shot the family after his daughters were being flashed inappropriately by the teenage son of the neighbours. Cops didn't do anything. He reported it multiple times. They didn't do anything, so he went round there after that escalated and shot the entire family. That's that, Majorge and Kayla. Hopefully that will make some moves shortly. We'll see some movement there. This is the Brian Koberger docs. There are loads of them. There's no new ones. They were the last ones that we did the other day. And then you've got the Chad Daybell docs here, which I believe they accidentally put a Chad Daybell doc in the Brian Koberger docket the other day. 31st of the 1st, 18th supplemental discovery disclosure. And we got here. 18th supplemental discovery disclosure comes now state of Idaho by and through the Fremont County Prosecutor's Attorney's Office. These are documents and tangible. This is the Daybell case. So that was a really short one. An inspector or photograph the items or material described in blah blah blah. There ain't a lot happening there. But yeah, we will cover that. We will cover it. There's still nothing happening there. How did that get 20 minutes behind earlier? I have no clue. Yeah, both parents are guilty, as is the school and Ethan. This is the chat in there. They're giving them some grief. Well, I don't know. What I don't want to do is keep most of you question, why are the parents being prosecuted? The parents are being prosecuted, or attempting to prosecute them, I may, for failing to failing to get a grip on a decline in mental health, spiral in mental health. And on top of that, not only did they not deal with that, but they allowed access to a firearm that would be then used to go and commit this crime. Frank and Hildebrandt coming up. Will you cover that? I'll cover. If you guys email me and put important in the subject, if there are any cases that are coming to court and you want us to cover them, to go through them, anything, do email me, reach out. Just make sure you put important, because I get several hundred emails a day. So it is sometimes it's hard to find things. They provided the gun, yeah. inadvertently, not obviously on purpose. He didn't say, I'm going to do this, and they went, here, I have a gun. They just, they're trying to say that they knew that he was they were in a mental health decline, mental health downward spiral, and they allowed access to a gun. But we have been here now for an hour and a half, and nothing is really happening. Nothing is moving, and they're still deliberating. Like I say, the link to this this stream is in the description of this video. So if I do cut off short, which I will have to shortly, what is the time? 4:10. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it a day. I may come back and come live again. I've got one in the background that's set up for this reason, in case things went wrong. But do I think Kohberger will sue if he gets found innocent? Yeah, I think he would. I think if he gets found innocent, I think he'll try. But I think I don't know, it's a hard one. That case, there's things that point towards the fact that you think Brian Kohberger could be guilty. There's things that point towards the fact that you think that he could be innocent. You know what I mean? It's not that easy. I wish it was. It just isn't. Jojo Hodges is off. I'm off ski harsh. Have a most beautiful day. You too, Jojo. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I think we're going to have to call it a day here. Like I say, I may jump back on when I'm sorted. I've just got to go and take this car just to make sure that it's charging okay. But I thought we'd have more happening in an hour and a half, but that is where we are. It is what it is. But I do have other videos. If they come, if I may put them out, I might wait until tomorrow. Just keep your eyes peeled. And I shall hope to catch you all soon. But the idea is to go live again tomorrow as well. So again, keep your eyes peeled. Lots happening. I want to do more lives and chat to some of you who I don't get to chat when we do the normal lives because they're so late. But yes, stick around and keep your eyes peeled. And I will catch you all in the next one.